Alrighty guys, welcome back to another episode of Monkey Hero Adventures. The last episode we went to the anti-tower and found out that Minfilia has become the word of the mother. And everybody's pretty distraught about it, so let's continue going on. She's not coming back, is she? She did what she thought was best. I know that, I do. To give all for her beliefs was ever her way. So will we, as we must. What greater calling could there be than to stand against the dark as defenders of the light? And yet, where does it end? The sacrifice, the loss. I must ask you not to breathe a word of this to any of the others at the Rising Stone, especially Flamine. I will brief Tataru on what we have learned, as well as Urianger. He may have insight into what the word told us. As for you, Monkey, after all you've done, I would say you've earned a rest. But speaking of well-earned rewards, I received a missive from Sir Amric when you were away. It would seem he is planning a ceremony of some sort and would like you to attend. He did not divulge the details, preferring instead to explain in person. Mayhap you should pay him a visit. Yeah, let's go. Master Hero. Go on in and see Samric.
A pleasure to see you again, my friend. I take it you received our invitation. Good, good. You of all people should be present. When the true brothers of the faith seized control of the vault, I feared the worst. Yet in adversity were we blessed with the promise of peace between man and dragon through Vidofnir's timely rescue of an innocent child. Timely, I say, though miraculous or providential might better describe the event. The gods themselves could not have devised a more fitting symbol of hope. Needless to say, we could scarce let such an opportunity pass us by. Which is why I set about making formal arrangements for a peace conference between our peoples. You and yours have done more to bring us together than any, and it is only right that you attend. But I confess that is not the only reason I would be glad to have you there. Given Nidhogg's implacable opposition to the peace, it is possible that he and his followers may attempt to disrupt proceedings, in which event your presence would be a comfort to all in attendance. Pray understand, I have no wish to invite the worm's ire, but if our fractured nation is to heal, if we are to move forward as a people united, then we must do whatever is necessary to bring about lasting change. Tis nothing. 'Tis nothing. Lucia cautioned me against giving vent to my passions, lest my wounds reopen. It has not been easy reaching out to our opponents in Ishgard, many of whom sympathized with the actions of the true brothers. But in so doing, we have limited the influence of the zealots. The people are ready, my friend. This conference must go ahead. I knew you would understand. The conference will take place on the border of Ishgardian and Dravanian territory in Falcon's Nest. Lucia is there seeing to the final preparations even as we speak. Pray join her at your earliest convenience. It would not do for the guest of honor to arrive late after all. Oh, and one more thing. A drink. We should make time for one. Once the conference is concluded, I mean. By my reckoning, 'tis long overdue.
As you can see, preparations for the conference are proceeding apace. Mark well the curtain above. It conceals a relief, and that will be unveiled during the conference. The masons labored day and night to see it finished on schedule. Sir Emmerich wanted a symbol which would endure long after this conference is concluded. I think you will be pleased with the result. It was not my war, but I made it mine, and to see it draw closer to a resolution fills me with a strange hope. His faith is infectious, is it not? His certainly that we can better than we are. His certainty that we can be better than we are. Forgive me, I'm rambling. You must be tired from your journey. Go, rest, I will not keep you. If you would rather not rest, why not take a walk around Falcon's Nest? Make your presence known to the people, and so forth. In addition to those who have come far and wide to attend the ceremony, you may meet Lord Atwiel and Madeleine, who have graciously volunteered their services. They should be glad to see you. Now, if you excuse me, I must needs return to my duties. Bloody exciting, ain't it? Not just the peace of the dragons, but with all them heretics besides. Don't misunderstand, we all got a healthy fear of being bathed in dragon fire. That being said, the heretics did far more to hinder our efforts here in the past. So, hearing we're close to reconciliation comes as a great relief. Do you know when everything is set to begin? I wasn't sure how many might come, so I thought it'd be best to come early and find a spot with a great view. When I heard that Sir Emmerich was planning to make a speech, I knew I couldn't miss it. I mean, the man risked his own neck to rescue those hostages. How often do we get heroes like that in this day and age? And he's more than a fighter, too. He's a thinker. He is. He's got plans on bettering our lives. To change things. He'll do it, by the Fury. Me and my friends and my family, we all believe he can do it. Oh, Redwald.
I'm glad to see the rumors were true. Well met, Master Hero. Fear not, I've no intention of begging your aid on this or that. Everything appears to be in order. My only lingering concern is that one of the convictors might not have been informed of our plans. As I recall, Vidofnir may pass directly over their encampment. The last thing we need is a glory-seeking nobleman attempting to slay Dravanian ambassador to the peace conference.
Gotcha. How much has changed since we fought alongside each other in the vault? If you had told me then that we would be soon hosting a peace conference, I would have thought you a naive fool. Yet here we are, preparing to make fantasy a reality. And here I am, laboring to make it so. Lord Atwell, if I may. Certainly, First Commander. How may I be of service? Some of the convictors are refusing to stand down. The majority are willing to do so, but a small party have instead pledged to engage the Dravanians bound for Falcon's Nest. Fury take me. That would defy Sir Emmerich's commands, if they dare attack Vidofnir. It will not come to that, but to see that it does not, we must needs hasten to their encampment. They should be far more reluctant to oppose us were a Lord of House Fortemps present. I understand completely. Let us depart at once. But ere we do, I must ask, would you look after Emmanuel while I am away? As you know, he's ever been impulsive, changeable child. But recently, he seems to have been suffering from a bout of melancholy. I thought to lift his spirits by having him assist with guard duty, a simple but honorable charge, unlikely to expose him to danger given the presence of so many other knights. Alas, he has taken no interest, and I fear he may abandon his post in my absence. All I ask is you keep an eye on him until I return, exhausting though that may be. Thank you, my friend. I promise I will not be long. I'm rather busy at the moment, old boy. Guarding this tavern, as it were. Oh, I see now. Artwell thought I might be derelict in my duties, eh? The nerve of my brother to question my dedication. But since you are here, mayhap I may put you to proper use. The wasteland beyond the walls must be kept safe for travelers, yet I have been forbidden to leave Falcon's Nest. I wouldn't do for our esteemed guest to be devoured by wolves, oh no. Yes, that is precisely what will happen if we do not cull the roaming packs. Your map, if I may. Right here. Those are the points our scouts marked for patrol. I'll leave it to you, old boy. Come on, Honorroy. I must return to my rounds. Oh dear. Do be careful, my lord. Bum, bum, bum. Let's go kill some wolves. Jumps. Monkey Hero, Wolf's Bane. It pleases me to inform you that I have completed my rounds, and all is well in Falcon's Nest. Oh, and there was a grizzled fellow looking for you. You know, the one who made the arsonist confess. Clever, that. Thancred, was it? He was asking after you. Anyway, once I noticed the garish weapons he was sporting, I deemed it a waste to leave him be. I dispatched him to an area I neglected to mark on your map. Yes, this one. If you hurry, he might still be there. Fancy meeting you here, Monkey. 'Twas fortunate I came when I did. These two would not have fared well against the wolves on their own. The young lord wasted no time taking advantage of you, did he? And me, I suppose. Let us return to Falcon's Nest, then, and see what other thrilling tasks he has for us. And there you are, a pair of gallant heroes if I ever saw them, comrades in arms, reunited at last. By your selfless sacrifice, you have guaranteed the safety of many guests. On behalf of Ishgard, I thank you both. And with that, there is naught left to do but enjoy our well-earned respite. Our well-earned, huh? Oh, and this should of course go without saying, but let's keep those last few favors between us, yes? Archwell wouldn't understand. Right then, the first floor of those barracks has been converted into a tavern for the duration of the conference. Why don't you go have something to eat? For once, a suggestion which I agree. Go on ahead, Monkey. I will join you anon.
Welcome, welcome. Find yourself an empty seat and I'll be with you in a moment. Cold out, isn't it? Here, a mug on the house. Let's get some color back in them cheeks.
I mean, I don't know if you know who you're talking to. I got plenty of color, but whatever.
Freed food will be a bit longer than usual. We've got a lot of hungry folk to feed, what with the conference and all. Oh, so many people with cause to celebrate. To think there could be peace in our time, after all them years of fighting. When I heard about the conference, I knew I had to come. I knew I had to be here, to do my bit. My husband, he died fighting the dragons, you see. And here we are, about to break bread with them.
You were right, my lord. You look tired. Reckon you could do with a good long rest. Sleep now. Sleep. Sleep and leave us to our affairs.
This was never your fight.
My son. They told me he walks in Hallone's halls. Him and the rest of his unit.
They told me the same.
I expect they think it's comforting. Every time I come, I cry. I cannot bear to remember, but to forget would be 1,000 times worse. Yet that is what they would have us do. Accept this truth for the sake of peace. Bury the past and look to the future. But he was my future. My flesh and blood. My heart.
Is this it? We're the only ones with the courage to oppose this madness? Cowards, a lot of them.
They think only of the prize, of the peace Sir Emmerich promises them. They know in their hearts it's a lie, but they go along with it anyway, desperate fools. But not I. Not I! I see the worm that killed my brother in my dreams every night, and I will not rest until he lies broken at my feet. Him and every last one of his accursed kin.
All this nonsense about Kings of Eld, as if I care what they did or didn't do. Makes no difference to me and mine. Have the dragons sued for peace in 1,000 years? Are they bollocks? It's a bloody ruse is what it is, and Sir Emmerich and the rest of them bloody fallen for it.
But what can we do? They believe, and naught we can say will ever change their minds. Whether we like it or not, man and dragon will come together at Vulcan's Nest, and all will be forgiven. Forgiven and forgotten.
No. I will not let that happen. They will remember the true face of the enemy. I will show it to them. And we will rise up against them once more.
Hey! Hey! This is no time for napping. Do you have your wits about you? Good. Come with me. We have a crisis on our hands.
Hear me, brothers and sisters. Do not be fooled by the honeyed words of the Travarnians. The peace they promise is but a prelude to slaughter. Remember your husbands and wives never returned from war. Your children torn apart by fang and claw. All your loved ones shown no mercy. Does not your heart cry out for vengeance? Your blood boil at the injustice? Remember the face of your enemy, brothers and sisters. Remember it, and strike back!
You there! Don't just stand around gawping! Do something, man! Stop her!
Yes, my lord.
See here the true nature of the Highborn. With lies and deception they lead us to our doom. And dare we raise our voices in dissent? Death is our reward. This is the choice they have given us, brothers and sisters. Death by dragon's fang, or death by nobleman's command. Death to all we hold dear. I spit on your choices, noblemen! You will take no more from me! No more! No more!
What have you done? I only did as you ordered, my lord.
I gave no such order! I did not! I never meant for anyone to...
I dare say that could not have played out any worse. Given the First Commander and Lord Archwell are not here to take control of the situation. I spoke with a messenger who said they would be returning shortly, but until they do, naught will be done. Lord of Manalayan has retreated to the barracks and is refusing to speak to anyone. Therefore, it falls on us to ensure the order has been fully restored. Come, let us walk the streets and speak with the people. My wife and I were fleeing while the others at first. The Chirurgeons tended to our bruises afterwards. Those mad fools ruined everything, and for what? They were wrong to resort to violence, but when I heard her speak, her words were a dagger in my heart. Who are we to decide that enough is enough? That their calls for justice can never be answered? Will this be the end of it? Or will there be others like them and the true brothers? I do not want to bear steel against my kinsmen ever again. I do not know if I even can. I heard the rumors that the young lord was a drunken fool, but what imbecile thought it would be a good idea to let him have the run of Falcon's Nest? Well, I say, him and Sir Emic take their bloody change and shove it up their arses. I'm not taken in by that rot again. Yeah. Well, What say you? So the violence is past, but the people are far from recovered. That is to be expected. From the moment it appears that no innocents were harmed by the guards, they blame all the casualties can be placed squarely upon the protesters. Nevertheless, the people will not soon forget the image of a young lordling ordering a public execution of an unarmed protester, one whose words resonated with the hearts of so many. After all, who among us has not lost loved ones? Lord Otway and the First Commander should have returned by now. To the tavern, then. The first order of business will be to speak with Lord Emmanuel. I somehow doubt that he has moved in Ilm since we last saw him. My apologies, Monkey. I bear full responsibility for this debacle. There will be time for that later. I, for one, am more concerned about picking up the pieces. What do we know? According to initial reports, the protest was organized by a young woman who Lord Amélian ordered shot. She and her conspirators infiltrated Falcon's Nest, posing as servants and guests. Several were taken alive, others resisted and were struck down. Still others took their own lives. Our forces suffered casualties as well, but by the grace of the Fury, no civilians were seriously injured. Still more remarkably, the ringleader yet lives, for the time being at least. The Kyurgians are doing what they can do for her, but she may not live through the night. Given their impeccable timing, it is like the convictors who drew us away from the hamlet were in leagues with the protesters. Accordingly, we have detained them for questioning. I'll be sworn that these villains spent as much effort plotting the failure of this peace conference as we did its success. Well, if the mood of the hamlet is any indication, theirs have been the more fruitful labors. In the wake of the protest, the people seemed disillusioned. You spoke with him, then, I see. Sir Emmerich placed his trust in me. It will be difficult to explain what has happened here. Remember how far we've come, First Commander. The people's faith may be shaken, but we convinced them before, and we will do so again. We can find a means to remind them, to show them once more the promise that change holds for all, and this tragedy too shall pass in the past. I must pray that you are right. Nevertheless, for the time being, I have no choice but to suspend the peace conference, pending Sir Emmerich's final decision. Under the circumstances, I cannot leave Falcon's Nest. Monkey, will you deliver my report to the Lord Commander in my stead? Yeah, sure. Get up, Madeleine. You're going with him. Go on without me. I was not asking. You will answer for your actions in person. Is that clear? Yes, my lord. Come, Honoroy. Your manservant is not here. In fact, I've not seen him for some time. Honoroy? Honoroy! I could have swore he was... Onawa, that's right.
No. What have they done to you? Onawa! Onawa!
Is that you, my lord? You You seem rather flustered.
Because of you, you imbecile! What in the seven hells happened to you?
My apologies. Some few of the guests expressed a wish to leave, and I implored them to stay. It would seem they took issue with my request.
Oh, gods forgive me. If I had only been more careful with my words.
Do not blame yourself, my lord. I know that you and your brother have Ishgard's best interests at heart. That poor woman. She lives in the past, clinging to the memories of the lost. But the future holds so much promise, so much joy. And you know that better than any.
Onua?
Calm yourself. The boy will live. But it's imperative we get him inside and into the care of a Kairoujan without delay.
Oh, we were so close! Why does it all have to fall to pieces? Don't they want to live in peace? Don't they want to be happy? We all want the same thing! And still it falls to pieces! Tell me, what was I supposed to do? Someone, anyone, tell me, what was I supposed to do?
Stop looking to others. You make your choice and you live with the consequences.
And what would you know about consequences? You who always know just what to say and just what to do. Your every deed is greeted with a round of applause.
You know nothing about me. I have fought tooth and nail for the people I hold dear. Done everything in my power to save them. And I have failed. Learn to live with it. I have.
Yeah, to quote Vin Diesel from Pitch Black, didn't know who he was fucking with. I may have overreached, but it needed to be done. He was becoming hysterical. I understand the desire to look for reasons, for excuses, to convince yourself you had no choice, but the past is the past, and there's naught to be gained from reliving your mistakes. I know this. I know this. But he... I have no desire to wait for the lordling to emerge from his puddle of self-pity. We have important matters to attend to in Ishgard. Fair enough. Word of the demonstration and its resolution stripped you. Monkey, every man, woman, and child of Ishgard has heard the tale. 'Tis rumored that my youngest lacks the judgment was to blame. Of course. Such stories are prone to exaggeration. What exactly came to pass? Yeah. I see. So that is the truth of it. Regardless of his intent, the result is undeniable. He has furthered the cause of these misguided few and cannot let go of the past. In an instant, the delicate peace we are poised to forge is once more beyond us. To dwell so deeply on the war and its vengeance, the vengeance it begets, only for that too to be taken away. Is it any wonder that they were left bereft? For what was this sacrifice? Have we naught to show for our suffering? I thought peace a sufficient salve, but mayhap I was mistaken. We are warriors, Lord Edmont, and our nation is built on centuries of warfare. Right or wrong, this is who we are, and we deny it at our own peril. To hold on to the past without being beholden to it. We must needs find a way to honor the sacrifice of our forefathers, without glorifying in their excesses. A difficult path, to be sure. We dare not deny the scars which mar our nation's soul, lest we spur other disillusioned souls to retrace them. But as you say, we dare not revel in the past glories either, for they are tainted all. A clear, unambiguous enemy, an undeniably righteous cause. 'Tis a bitter reflection, but lies though they were, they did long serve to unite us. No truth will ever serve us well. No truth will ever serve as well, I fear. Yet, we are not without options. At our last meeting, a proposal was tabled by the other members of the Eorzea Alliance for joint military exercises, to strengthen the ties between our nations and test our readiness to meet with a common threat. I had thought to delay these exercises until after the peace conference, but mayhap a grand melee would just be the thing to lift our beleaguered spirits. Better still, an occasion for the Temple Knights and the Watch to take the field as allies, as unified Ishgardian force filled with men and women from all walks of life, which would stand against the coalition of the allied nations' finest. Hosted by Ishgard in the shadow of the Gates of Judgment, a victory under such circumstances would serve as a reaffirmation, nay, a declaration to all and sundry that we are strong and united as ever. Such a victory would do much to fan the flames of patriotism, 'tis true, but if we should be defeated, though, even to hold our own against the cream of three nations might be presented as a triumph. Very well, you may count on my support for what little is worth. However, I have a request. I would have my son Amanalain take part in the grand melee. By his deeds he has brought shame upon Ishgard, and so by his deeds I would have him bring our nation honor. As you wish, my lord. If that is his desire, then it shall be so. Now then, we have no time to lose, Monkey. Would you be so kind as to deliver my instructions to Lucia? I shall write to the Alliance leaders at once and begin making arrangements for the grand melee. Should you chance to see my son, pray inform him of his duty. If he has not already returned, he will soon enough. Making every effort to avoid me. So that is their solution, a grand melee to unite the people. And what part would they have you play in the affair, I wonder? You, who they have taken into their confidence, upon whom they have come so heavily to rely. And will you oblige them when the proposal is made? Will you stand for Ishgard once more? We've come this far, have we not? Well, when you put it like that, I suppose it would be a shame not to see it through to the bitter end. So for this grand melee of his... excuse me. Sir Emmerich wishes to field a force comprising both of his temple knights and Hilda's watch, yes? You can only imagine what she will have to say about that. In fact, curiosity compels me to go and see for myself. Well met, Monkey. Have you spoken with Sir Emmerich? Yeah, we're gonna have a big old melee. We'll do some Super Smash Brothers. I was aware of the Alliance's request, so Sir Emmerich would turn these exercises into a spectacle for the masses. It is not that I doubt the efficacy of such a plan. Indeed, I know its effectiveness only too well, having witnessed it firsthand. Nevertheless, he has not once given me reason to doubt his intentions, and these are desperate times indeed. I will select knights for the event forthwith. As for the watch... Did he now? How considerate of Master Thancred to seek out our young watch commander of his own volition. Alas, he acted prematurely. Pray deliver this list of watch candidates to Hilda. I would have her best men, not her most dispensable. Thancred's been telling me all about Sir Emmerich's grand soiree. Seems we're expected to join in. It's nice of him to invite us and all, but I hope he knows what he's doing, 'cause we ain't dressed to dance with professional bleeding soldiers. Well, well. Seems the first commander's gone and handpicked her guests. Can't say I disagree with her choices, though. She's got a good eye. Will you be fighting too? Reckon it'd inspire the lads if you were. Might take their minds off getting their hides tanned and all. Think about it, eh? I hate to ask, but you haven't seen our favorite lordling, have you? Thought not. On the assumption that he is not to be found in his father's loving embrace, I suggest we split up and look for him. I will search foundation and you the pillars. Yo, dickhead, let's go. We gonna fight. I carried Anwar to the manor. Our best Kyurgeons are tending to him as we speak. He is yet to wake up, but surely he will. So father has volunteered me for his grand melee of theirs. My beloved family, always making my decisions for me. No, it's not like that. It's just... Oh, you wouldn't understand. How could you? You are free to be the man you want to be, whereas I am the son of House Fortomps, don't you see? My future was determined before I was born. What I could and could not do? Right or wrong, that was the way of it. Until the old order began to crumble. Now we wander amidst the rubble, searching for purpose or a place. All around me, brave women, men and women rise to the occasion. With faith and conviction, they dedicate themselves to their colleges. But not I. I was terrified of making the wrong choice, which is why I let the better men make it for me. Do this, do that, take this duty, guard this conference. I suppose if I convinced myself I was above it, until your friend showed me otherwise. When I saw Onawa, I wanted to scream. I wanted someone to blame. But in the end, there was only me. Only me. So you see, I cannot meekly bow my head and accept Father's command. Such cowardice is what brought me to this point. I will go to Sir Emmerich, and I will make my own decision.
Lord Commander, if I may, I wish to speak with you before the Grand Melee.
Proceed.
How do you do it, my lord? How do you lead with such certainty, when so many of our countrymen will not hear of peace with the Dravanians? Some of them hate you almost as much as the dragons themselves. They decry you as a patricide in the streets. They even tried to kill you, for God's sakes. Yet still you march on, undaunted, where no archbishop dared to tread. What is your secret? Where do you find the strength?
For centuries, our nation has been punished for the sins of our forefathers. If our punishment is to end, I believe we must right the wrongs of antiquity and move forward as a nation united. Needless to say, my father did not share this opinion. He did not believe the people strong enough to bring about their own deliverance, trusting only in himself. Tyranny seemed to him the only solution. But I have faith in the people, Lord Amanalain. I have faith that they will weather this storm and overcome every trial we set before them. Many have fought and died to see this blight upon our nation's history cleansed, and I would not let their sacrifices be in vain. Though we invite reprisals, the risk is worth the reward.
I want to believe. I do. Lord Commander, through my careless orders, a pall has been cast over these proceedings, and I beg the opportunity to make amends. I, Amanalain de Forton, do hereby request leave to take part in the Grand Melee.
Who am I to deny such a heartfelt plea? We would be honored to have you join the fray, my lord.
You will take charge of the Ishgardian forces.
For all my other responsibilities, I am still Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, and I would not soon yield this duty to another.
The esteemed Sir Emmerich leading the Temple Knights and the Watch into battle along with my youngest. I could wish for no more.
Then you wish for too little, my lord. There is another who might yet join the fray. An indispensable ally to whom we owe much and more. An adventurer beholden to none, who nevertheless chose to champion our cause, who has shared in our suffering and in our glory. A warrior without equal, who I am privileged to call a friend. There is no one I would rather have fighting by my side. I ask this in full knowledge of your obligations, and will not think less of you should you refuse. But if your conscience will allow it, might you oblige me, my friend? one more time. Together we shall give the people a spectacle for the ages, a celebration to mark the dawning of a new era.
Gods help me, I think I might be in love. I think it might be love. I dare say it might be cheating, too. Your mere presence is enough to turn the tide of most battles. Did you see the way his eyes lit up when you nodded? 'Twas a look of boundless relief and joy. One would think a politician more practiced at concealing his emotion. Still, his honesty does him credit. For a moment I was fair inspired to pledge myself to the cause. But that would be improper. This is their fight, and yours, and not mine. Sir Emmerich informs me that the Alliance leaders have agreed to his proposal. The grand melee will be held here in the shadow of the Gates of Judgment and in the sight of the capital. An announcement has been made and allied forces are currently en route. The eyes of Ishgard are upon us, Monkey. We must not fail. A rare opportunity to see you pit yourself against allied forces. Outside Cartano, perhaps. I would not miss this for the world. If you can hear my dog, I'm sorry, he's a friggin' idiot. There he is. I say, when you didn't appear, I began to question. Nothing, never mind. To think that they were moments away from facing the cream of Eorzea's soldiery in battle. That I am mere... But what if... Oh, what am I saying? I have to stop imagining the worst. I must think of the victory, of the glory, of the stories I will tell Onawa when he awakes. Let's do it. Oh, Father bid me present this to you. I know it's sudden, but we believe that a man would find it inspiring if you bore the colors of House Fortom in battle. Pray do us this honor. During the grand melee, some of your gear will be glamored.
Let all here present heed well the rules of engagement.
The Grand Melee is a large-scale battle in which the allied company of Uldagradanya and Laminsan forces will be pitted against the company of Ishgardian forces. When a combatant is incapacitated, the opposing company will be awarded tactical points. The first company to attain the designated tactical rating of 100 points is declared victor. During the grand melee, officials may mark certain combatants with Fury's gaze, which will be indicated by an aether tether linking them to their company's flag. While defeating most combatants will award you 1 point, defeating marked opponents will grant your company 10 tactical points. Marked combatants also possess enhanced abilities, rendering them more powerful and more difficult to defeat. Defending and defeating these combatants is key to victory.
For the honor and the glory of Ishgard.
All is ready then. Very well. Brave men and women of the Eorzean Alliance, let the grand melee begin!
Ishgard!
Is that all you've got?
It ends here!
Right there!
Cyclops, Cyclops, everyone on your guard! All forces fall back. Continue the melee. I will deal with him. Deaf sod. You heard the man. Back at it. All forces, form a line on Monkey now. Let's do this. Lieutenant, I will not lie, I was hoping it would come to this. So then, shall we dance? Damn it all. Easy. I mean, he only has one arm, so... Didn't feel like it was very fair.
Did he win? Then we...
Victory is ours! Ishgard! Ishgard! Well fought! Well fought, my friend! You truly are the warrior of warriors.
Thank the Fury you were on our side.
Oh, my lungs are burning, and I can barely stand. I didn't think I could do it, but then I did. We did. We faced the Alliance's best, and together, with one heart, with one purpose, we prevailed. After 1,000 years of hardship, of strife and bloodshed, we are strong enough to rise to any challenge, be it on the battlefield or beyond. The future holds so much promise, so much joy. We need only show them the way.
A truly magnificent display, Sir Knight. While doubtless less than pleased, I am quite sure the Grand Companies are honored to have been bested by such valiant warriors.
The honor was ours, Your Grace.
I am pleased to see that Ishgard's proud martial tradition is being upheld. When the time comes, I trust you will fight alongside your brothers and sisters in the Eorzean Alliance with the same fervor you displayed in opposing them. I note that our friend elected to take the field in Ishgardian colors.
At my behest, Your Grace. If we have given offense, the blame lies with me.
Fear not, Sir Knight. It was a surprise, nothing more. And any hint of ill feeling was thoroughly dispelled by the spectacle of our mutual friend's duel with General Raubarn. On the subject of surprises, I could not help but marvel at the passion and unity of purpose displayed by your countrymen, given the troubling reports we have received of late.
I shall take that as a compliment, Your Grace. The events to which you allude are the price of change. The end of the Dragonsong War marks the beginning of a new era for our nation, and for the people, high and lowborn alike, who will lead her into the future.
Ah, yes. The people. Change is indeed a perilous thing, for we who seek it, and they who fear it. I shall pray for Ishgard, and for you.
Well, that made for a refreshing change. Congratulations on your victory, by the way. Ishgardians certainly seem happy with themselves. I, for my part, am merely glad you did not strain anything in the process of single-handedly winning the battle for them. Tis but a scratch, I assure you, and I will not suffer you to worry over me. Not when we have a dozen far more important concerns. Make that 2 dozen. Still, as your Stola never tires of telling me, we can but face them head-on, one at a time. One day at a time, as Minfilia would have done.
Dolls, balls, I had forgotten what it was like to feel so alive. Not since leaving the Blood Sands have I had to pillage. Not since the Bull of Alamigo hung up his swords. Privilege. Back then the outcome might have been different, but I do not begrudge you in your victory. I know how much far you've come, how far you have endured. Our fight only confirmed it. We shall have to do this again one day, when time allows. I shall look forward to it. Now go. Go to the Ishgardians and celebrate your victory. You have earned it. Come, Pippin. Her Grace is expecting us.
Lead on, Father. Said your goodbyes? In all the years I've known Rabon, I cannot recall ever seeing him look so happy in defeat. Well, everything seems to be falling into place, does it not? The Ishgardians have claimed their symbolic victory, and the Enorsian alliance has been strengthened in the process. Be proud, Monkey. You made this happen. Alrighty, guys. We're going to leave off right there. We'll pick up in the next video right where we left off. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see you in the next one.